Okay, so in this video we're going to do another little game, but this time we're going to do some maths, some arithmetic in it, and just code along and get the basics of the program, and then you'll have a task to extend it afterwards. So I've opened a new file, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a welcome message in for my little game. And what we're doing in this game is we're going to just give them a maths question, give the user a maths question, get them to put their answer in, and then we can tell them what the real answer is, and they can just obviously check to see if the answer is correct. So the first thing is I'm just going to put the welcome, as I said. Welcome to the maths game. Remember to pause the video at any point you need to if I'm going too fast for you. So welcome to the maths game. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create two variables. They're going to be integer variables because they're going to be whole numbers. And we're going to set them to be something like, for example, num1, I'm going to set that to be 7. And then I'm going to do num2. That is going to be the number 4. Okay, so then what we're going to do once we've created our two numbers is we're going to print those two numbers out to the user, and we're going to ask the user what is num1 plus num2. What is num1 plus num2? Now I'm just going to run this because I'm not entirely sure if my formatting is going to be correct. So I'll just check. Yeah, good, that's worked. I've put what is 7 plus 4. Actually, I might just change that. What I might do is I'll just change that so that it is, instead of the word plus, I'm going to put the addition sign instead. I think that might look a bit better. So let's just run that and see if that looks better. And yeah, that's good. Okay, so we've asked the user what the question is, but we need to get their answer. So remember, we use input for that. When we're doing the chatbot, we ask what the question is, and we get their answer. So I'm going to write the word answer. This is going to be a variable, and we're going to do input. Now we can just put a colon there. We've got the prompt already, so we don't need to put anything else. We could just put a colon there, and that's where they put their answer. So let's try that. Let's run it. It's always good to sort of keep running your code frequently, especially when you first start programming. What is 7 plus 4? So that's 11. So I'm going to put the right answer in. And obviously, oh, don't know why it's done that. Let me just get rid of that. There we go. And we've run out of code, so it's working correctly. Obviously, it doesn't do anything yet. We've put our answer in. But what we need to do now is we need to finish the quiz effectively. Now, what we also need to do is, because this is all to do with numbers and maths, we have created here these variables num1 and num2. They're integers, as I said. If we had put quotes around them, they would be strings. So you can have numbers as strings, but we have created them as integers. So what we actually have to do is we have to put an int just before our input with an open brackets. So it's an int before the input with an open brackets, and then another second bracket at the end. And what this does is it casts or changes the text number that the person enters into a number. So effectively, if I typed in 11 as the answer, Python input would take it as this 11. So don't copy this small bit here. It takes it as 11 in quotes, but actually what the int does, int turns it into a number, the number 11. And this is very important in programming because a string is not a number, it's a string. So if you try and compare this 11 in quotes with the number 11, they will not be judged as equal in Python. So that's a really important thing. If you have in the future, you're inputting a number and it's not working, then you need to put it as an int. Okay, so let's move on. So we need to calculate the answer. So the real answer, or we could call it correct answer, that is going to be num1 plus num2. because we're adding them together. So we're actually doing the calculation in there. So the correct answer is that, and then we're going to print it, but we're going to basically print out the user's answer with the correct answer. So we're going to say the correct answer is, in this case, it's going to be correct answer. And then we're going to say, and your answer was, and then we're going to put their answer, which was this. And so they can compare to see whether or not they got it right. Now, obviously, you're probably thinking, well, shouldn't we tell them whether it's right? Well, yes, we will. In the next sort of section of the course, we will be looking at how to do this in code. But for now, we haven't done that yet. We're just going to get the user to check for themselves. So let's test this out ourselves. And I'm going to run it. And let's see what it says. What is 7 plus 4? So I'm going to put the right answer in. That will be 11. So the correct answer is 11 and your answer was 11. So I got it right. So that's good. I'm going to get it wrong this time and run it, run module. And I'm going to put in 89. The correct answer is 11 and your answer was 89. So I can see that I got that wrong. Okay, so that is the basics of the code. What you need to do in your task is you're going to be able to add something on here, some more calculations for the user to try. So that is going to be your task, but have a look at what the task says in the next section.